Hello, I'm Sunny. I am an actor on General Hospital, and many people really love both me and our General Hospital drama. So I've come here to share updates about my beloved General Hospital. Everyone, please subscribe and support me. If you do, I will keep coming every day with new updates for you. The streets of Port Charles have never stayed quiet for long, and as another unforgettable day begins to unfold, the air itself seems charged with anticipation. Every familiar face carries the weight of hidden secrets, unfinished business, and emotional wounds that refuse to heal, creating the unmistakable feeling that lives are about to change forever. Some characters are preparing for joyful new beginnings, while others stand unknowingly on the edge of heartbreak, betrayal, and shocking revelations that will send ripples through the entire community. The hospital once again becomes the center of it all, where personal battles and professional rivalries collide beneath bright lights and crowded hallways. Every conversation feels heavier than the last, every glance hides another layer of truth, and every decision threatens to reshape relationships that have taken years to build. As one chapter quietly closes and another dramatically opens, Port Charles braces itself for a day that promises stunning surprises, emotional confrontations, and the return of someone whose presence has always had the power to change everything. Among the first unexpected encounters of the day, Jack Brennan crosses paths with Carly Spencer inside General Hospital, and the atmosphere between them immediately feels thick with unspoken tension. Brennan doesn't waste time offering empty pleasantries, instead delivering a cryptic warning that catches Carly completely off guard. With quiet confidence, he insists that some choices are always a mistake, leaving his words hanging heavily in the air as Carly searches his face for answers. It quickly becomes apparent that Brennan may be trying to plant dangerous seeds of doubt about Carly's complicated relationship with Valentin. Whether out of genuine concern or calculated manipulation, he suggests that Carly is fooling herself if she believes Valentin would ever choose her over Anna Devane. His warning lingers long after the conversation ends, forcing Carly to question emotions she had desperately hoped were finally becoming clear, while the uncertainty threatens to unravel everything she thought she understood. Elsewhere inside the hospital, another announcement creates an entirely different kind of shockwave. Elizabeth Baldwin is genuinely enthusiastic as she celebrates what she believes is a brilliant decision regarding the vacant 16th seat on the hospital's board. To Elizabeth, the appointment represents fresh leadership and an exciting new direction for General Hospital, one that she believes will ultimately benefit everyone involved. But the optimism surrounding the decision evaporates almost instantly when Tracy learns who has been selected. The moment the news reaches her, Tracy's fury becomes impossible to contain, her outrage radiating through every room she enters. If Congresswoman Willow truly takes that prestigious board position, Tracy sees it not as progress, but as an insult she refuses to quietly accept. The battle for influence within the hospital suddenly becomes deeply personal, setting the stage for another explosive Quartermain conflict that promises to leave lasting scars. While professional rivalries intensify, emotional struggles continue to test one of Port Charles' most beloved couples. Brooklyn Quartermain has finally confessed to Harrison Chase that she framed his former wife, revealing a painful truth that she could no longer carry alone. The admission leaves Chase stunned, forcing him to confront a reality that feels completely at odds with the woman he loves. For far too long, Brooklyn has watched Chase remain emotionally invested in Willow's life, and every moment of his concern has quietly chipped away at her own sense of security. Unable to keep those feelings bottled up any longer, she vulnerably asks him whether she unintentionally pushed him back toward Willow by allowing jealousy and fear to cloud her judgment. Chase struggles with the betrayal and clearly finds it difficult to process everything she has confessed. Yet even through his disappointment, he begins recognizing that his ongoing involvement with Willow has created unhealthy emotional boundaries. Determined to protect his marriage, he reluctantly admits that perhaps it's finally time to establish some distance between himself and Willow before even more damage is done. Yet even as Chase searches for a path toward forgiveness, one devastating truth remains buried beneath Brooklyn's confession. She has revealed enough to ease part of her conscience, but she continues hiding the most explosive piece of the entire story. Chase still has no idea that Brooklyn herself fled the scene of the crash, a secret with the potential to completely destroy the fragile trust they are desperately trying to rebuild. Every passing moment that she remains silent only deepens the deception, making the eventual truth even more painful than it would have been otherwise. Although she convinces herself that protecting her marriage means protecting this secret, her silence threatens to become the very thing that tears everything apart. What could have been the beginning of healing instead becomes the foundation for even greater heartbreak waiting somewhere down the road. In Port Charles, buried truths rarely stay hidden forever, and this one seems destined to resurface at the worst possible moment. At the same time, another emotionally charged reunion unfolds as Anna Devane catches up with Valentin, only to discover that he possesses information she never expected him to know. The conversation quickly takes an astonishing turn, leaving Anna visibly shaken as she demands to know exactly how he learned something so sensitive. Her stunned reaction reveals just how dangerous the information truly is, and for a brief moment, even Valentin's calm demeanor cannot hide the significance of what he has uncovered. Jocelyn Jacks previously entrusted Valentin with a message intended specifically for Anna, and that message may finally begin unlocking answers connected to mysteries that have remained hidden for far too long. Every new revelation only raises additional questions, pulling Anna deeper into a web of uncertainty where trust becomes increasingly difficult to find. At the same time, the emotional burden she continues carrying refuses to loosen its grip. As her mental health struggles persist, the possibility remains that another haunting hallucination of Peter August could once again blur the line between reality and memory, forcing Anna to battle not only external threats but also the painful echoes inside her own mind. Meanwhile, another chapter quietly begins for Brit West, who now finds herself standing at an unexpected crossroads with a future full of possibilities stretching before her. Having finally regained her freedom in every sense of the word, Brit is faced with a question that feels both exciting and terrifying. Lucas Jones gently asks what she plans to do with this new opportunity, encouraging her to imagine a life no longer defined by the burdens that once held her back. The question lingers in the silence between them as Brit contemplates what comes next, recognizing that freedom also carries the responsibility of choosing an entirely new direction. For the first time in a long while, her future is unwritten, and every path forward holds equal measures of hope, uncertainty, and possibility. Whether she embraces a fresh beginning or finds herself pulled back into old complications remains to be seen, but her journey is clearly entering a fascinating new phase. As emotions continue building throughout Port Charles, the day finally reaches the moment fans have been waiting for. Jason Morgan makes his long-awaited return, sending a wave of excitement through everyone whose lives have been forever connected to his. His arrival couldn't come at a more meaningful time, coinciding with General Hospital's historic 16,000th episode, a remarkable milestone celebrating decades of unforgettable stories, legendary characters, and emotional moments that have captivated audiences for generations. Jason's return instantly reminds everyone why his presence has always carried such enormous weight, because whenever he steps back into Port Charles, nothing ever remains the same for long. Yet he isn't the only new face destined to make an impact, as Dr. Tristan Roberts also arrives, with Dean Geyer making his highly anticipated debut in the role. Fresh beginnings, unexpected reunions, dangerous secrets, and powerful emotional reckonings now collide all at once, ensuring that Port Charles stands on the threshold of another unforgettable chapter. As every storyline races toward its next dramatic turning point, one thing becomes unmistakably clear. The celebrations surrounding this milestone episode will be remembered not only for honoring the past, but for launching an extraordinary new future filled with surprises that no one will see coming.